Okay, so I think step one is going to be removing all of the knickknacks that I have. I'm realizing now that I actually have a great deal of them. Multiple for every shelf, even the small shelf, somehow. The real question is also going to be, do I need to get rid of some of these knickknacks in order to... How's it going to work? How is it going to work once it's no longer a rainbow? All right, well, let's get to work. Before-ish. I dropped one of my Legos. Oh, cute. Okay. Fixed. Yay. Thor just looking at him like, what are you doing? Stay in one place. This is weird lighting. I apologize. I think Thor went in the other room because I am using part of this room and part of my partner's room while he's gone to spread. Let me show you. Mostly all of my like soft things and then characters and my little animals. Small things. Mugs or bottles. There's this guy at a farmer's market where they turn the tops of the bottles into like dragons or different things. So I've over the years collected bottles that I like in the hopes that I will stumble upon it again. But anyways, okay, so. Oh, hi Thor, you came back. Other miscellaneous knickknacks that I have spread out and used my partner's room for. Thor was sitting over there. It's a good boy. It's a good boy. I think the plus side is that now that I've removed the giant, like the pillows and stuff, I think I actually have more room than I expected. Don't know where I'm going to put those pillows later, but what I do want to do is have a section for my crochet, which overfloweth. I want to have a section for library books, and I want to have a section for like author to friend books and the book club that I'm part of at my local indie bookstore. So that's like 4 new sections of things that I need to find space for. The middle shelf could be some of my crochet. Since it's a little bit smaller, maybe it'll break up things, I don't know. And maybe this could also serve as the library book rack, since right now it is just the floor. I do think the next step is making my spreadsheet and taking some of these down before I can put them up again. Oh, this is gonna be a mess. I'm gonna have to overflow this way too, I think. Gotta get my workout in moving all these books. And by the way, keeping the knickknacks off the bookshelf now will also help me to figure out which knickknacks I can just get rid of. Like, I don't need all of these bottles for when I maybe see this guy again. And the only part I have not covered is down here, which is mostly books, but like a little bit of other stuff. And yes, you can see there's the crochet blankets that my grandma made me from when I was a kid, and then like old Disney DVDs. I am realizing calling them old when I am a decade or 2 on them. Not great, but it's okay. I think to start out for this book sign thing, I'm going to go with the title, the genre, because I think that's how I'm going to organize my books, is by genre and then by author. And then I'll ask if it's part of a series or if it's a standalone and if I've read or not read it. And then any notes, like if it is an author tuber book or if it's part of a book club or if I read it for a specific vlog or anything else like that. What I'm not going to do is put any kind of star rating because if I'm choosing to keep it, there is a reason that I am keeping it. Whether that was inspired an idea of my own, whether that is I am nostalgic for it, a friend gave it to me and it meant something a lot, or I fucking love it and therefore don't need a star rating for it. Like there could be a lot of reasons, but regardless, if I'm keeping it, it is something that I'm choosing to represent, if not me now, then a part of my life. And I kind of want that to be what the library encompasses. So less interested in star rating. I wouldn't keep it if I don't want it here. Easy enough. For example, this is a cozy mystery book, Fudge Bites, and it is not necessarily my favorite cozy mystery book, though you can't see that I dog-eared some of the things. But I got it while I was at on Mackinac. While I was on a writing retreat with my friends. One of the first writing retreats I went, actually the first writing retreat I went on with this group of friends, and we've now done 3 of them together. I'm sure there's many more to come. And so that's kind of like the book represents a specific time in my life more than if I absolutely adore this book itself. Make sense? Yeah, you go, Nancy Coco. I'm realizing as I'm putting them on here that this might actually, I might have too many books. That's gonna be quite heavy for these. I'm not sure what I'm gonna do. All right, plan change. Jesus Christ, what's the plan? What is the plan? Okay, change made. Book club books, which I realize eventually, since I get 1 book a month and I'm supposed to get one soon, that this will also be untenable. That is a problem for a future me. Okay. Library books that I've checked out. I recognize that this is too many to have checked out at once, but that's okay. And then those 2 books at the very bottom are books that my friend either loaned me or gave me. Unsure. Unsure because my friend did give me a book that I know was a gift for the holidays in that selection, but at the same time said she wanted me to read these, so I don't know if those were also gifts. I know they're both duplicates, like she has 2 of them, so I kind of think that they're gifts. That's what she does a lot, but I'm also not sure, so we're just gonna keep them over there. I got her a library book stamp, so I'm hoping that, you know, in the future she'll stamp it so that I will know. It had her name and said "Read, Love, Return" on it. I am also realizing as I have filled in the shelves that there's not actually as much space as I thought, which, to be fair, the goal is to unhaul a decent chunk of these, but I do still have books and books for my author tube section, so but you know what? It is progress. It is progress. I went ahead and added spine color in case I want to rainbow again halfway through the year or something. What do you think, Buffy? A good choice? I think so too. So now I'm just gonna start pulling down books, and I'm gonna go ahead and as I'm doing it, I'll keep the red ones up there, unread somewhere down here. I have decided that for some of these, like Delicious and Dungeon, I have a bunch of these, but I've only read these first two. Where did I end up putting them? We'll never know until later. Oh, there we go. So I'm gonna go ahead and just keep the series together, and I'll just note which ones I haven't read in the document, but I'll go ahead and put them as read. And I think that's gonna be the thing for a lot of the series, is I'll keep them together, but if I haven't read them, I'll just mark it. Okay. Okay, I have sorted all of the fiction books. Let's go through this. I love the dramatic size if this is not the most fun thing. It's just that it's like, it's tiring. It can be fun and tiring. Okay, so as I said, local book club, library books, people I have met through AuthorTube. I have not touched any of the non-fiction essay collection, etc. Okay, so from the fourth, third, second, first row over, I have read all of these books. That does not mean I'm going to keep all of them, but it means I have read all of them. If you would like to peruse down here, these are the unread books. This is gonna be unread in quotes. Oh, I can just set you on my pile of books. Wow, this is very funny. You're a little sideways. It's fine. I actually have the page. Eye of the World. I have such fond memories of this. I had a friend at the time from college who'd recommended this series to me. Now, I told my dad that I was reading this series when I was maybe 50 pages into the book. I want to say I stopped 100 pages in because to me, nothing had happened. That's how it felt. Oh, I do have a dog-eared. Okay. I didn't even make it 100. I made it 80. I made it 80 pages in to chapter 6 and I stopped. To be fair, this was during school. I had other books to read. I had classwork to do. My father read through this series. He read the entire series. He loved the series. He has criticisms, but he loved it. So, I mean, 80 pages of a almost 800 page book. That's a 10th of the way through the book. I don't count that as read. I have others that are more intense. I think, as you can see, it's very big. Count of Monte Cristo, I made it, I would call that halfway through the Count of Monte Cristo, okay? I'm not counting this as read either. That's a lot of book left. So now what I want to do is log all of these books that I have read, and then I'm going to organize them by genre and by author. I do have some of these where it's later in a series that I've not completed, as I said, but we're gonna log all of them now. Then I'm going to go through this pile. Let me show you. You were sitting right here. Okay, I'm gonna go through this. I feel like you're Tigger. About to come down. This huge pile of books, and this one will probably take more time to decide if I'm going to get rid of these or keep these. And finally, at the end, I will cover this non-fiction section at the bottom here. Wish me luck. What do you think, Buffy? You're just staring up at the cat. I have a captive audience. They are intrigued. Like, why are you moving so much? Yeah. Okay, I have now successfully logged 1, 2, 3, and 4. So the entire first shelf of the fiction section. Again, the last two are nonfiction. What I want to do is I have a lot of manga. I think I want to go like this with all of the manga, in part because I'm hoping that it'll make me feel like I have done more. So I'm going to keep the shelf logged successfully, move stuff around, move this a little bit, and do one of these. Okay, I've done it. I think that is all the manga. Ta-da! Yay! Now these ones I need to double check because I kind of think they might just be a second printing, but there's Peach Girl and then Peach Girl Change of Heart. And then the other original version of Peach Girl. So I just have multiple copies. And then these are the Fruits Basket like omnibus collector's edition I got when I was in Japan. I've not opened them. They're just cute. And then I got a little Kirby, and I think this is actually the Little Prince. So I'm gonna put this with the other language books I have. Oh, get back up there, Kirby. Hooray! Woo. So actually just 2 shelves right now. I do obviously, I'm like missing 4 and 5 of this one. I have more that I could get more copies of, and I will eventually. So this would, in theory, grow. But for now, that does mean that I'm thinking maybe a little shelf again could break it up with either yarn or the author tuber books that I still have down here. TBD, but I kind of think I've done enough for today. Or at least to warrant a break. Oh my god, I literally turned around, put the battery to charge for my camera, and I turned around and I saw. What the heck? Why did I think? I knew I had more. Okay, anyways. Okay. There we go. The mantra of close enough is not going to be the one I have today, since I'm not only attempting this 5K Friday, I'm in the middle of my ramp up writing experiment too, but 2,936 is close enough to 3K for my walk. Cataloged. Hey, go. For the record, I have already cataloged 318 books. Okay. Maybe I'm gonna hit 1,000. No, because I'm gonna get rid of some. So I won't hit 1,000. That's probably for the best. Hi, animal. You guys are just the cutest little dogs in the world. You know, the longest part of this is actually figuring out which of these books is going to be part of a series. And I guess all of this could, in theory, change. But for the most part, they've been standalones. I have had one first book in a series, though. Oh, a second one in a series. That's the 7-10 Split and Anna Maria and the Fox. So, and done. Now we're up to 337. Ooh. Now there's a couple of considerations here for what should go in what order. Was initially debating like alphabetical genres, not that it matters, but it's like put the fantasy first and then put like the romance would come after that. But what I'm actually thinking of doing is I think I'm going to put my children's, including young adult here, because that is, I've been collecting books since I was a kid. That's what I have a lot of in the complete series of. So I think I'll do that first. All of the children's, maybe split it up with the classics, and then romance and then fantasy, or fantasy and then romance. It really doesn't matter, but I want to do the same thing for below, so I just want to make sure I have a plan. Okay. I think the other consideration would be what would look best in those two shelves, since those are the ones you mostly see when I am streaming, just from the setup of my desk over, but it doesn't matter. It doesn't really matter. If I don't like it, I can switch it, you know? Just need to go. Okay, so this is what it looks like all sorted. Again, author to book up there. I have yarn stash and current WIP stash. And then, so the young adult slash children's goes all the way and wraps around and ends right there. And then I have anthologies. Classics is in quotes here that I then blended with speculative, because I had this issue of, do you see Octavia Butler and Ray Bradbury both feel very classic to me. So it worked out perfectly. So does, I mean, The Princess Bride is a classic in my heart. So yes. Then we move over here to mystery, and the fun part about mystery is that we have anything from thrillers to like a cozy mystery, these more like amateur sleuths, another cozy mystery, and then these romantic mysteries. And then obviously like a mystery with fantasy kind of combined in it, right? So the mystery section is very interesting. Then we have, I also combined complete like romance and contemporary. So ta-da. I do think I'm seeing a lot of books that I actually want to buy to add to my shelves that I have read over the years, and this is the danger. But I did leave myself room to grow so that as I read the books that I already own, I can put them on here, and as I want to buy up the books I've read from the library, I can also put them on here. It's so funny, again, seeing just how many books in this category that I actually just get from the library instead of, oh, in this category too. A lot of speculative that I read is like library or not a physical copy, audiobook or something. So again, you can really see the collection over the years has added up versus like recent buys, or recent buys have been not read yet. Wait. Okay. Alright, my Hotspurs lost because of course they did, but I have the rest of the books. I have the donate stat. The next step is finding actual space for them. I didn't realize this was gonna be an unhaul of books as much as it is an unhaul of clutter as well. I'm not gonna keep all of it, but all of it has been moved back. Still have the other books to go through, but I'm feeling good. Are you being the star of the show? Is that what this is?
fun for me when we accidentally come upon one.
All right, not only is the book organization complete, but I have now donated all of the books. It took a while to find a lot of those little free libraries. In years past, when I've had over 100 books to donate or something, I take them specifically to my local library, but I figured it was due for a restock at the little free libraries. All of the ones that I found that were a little bit lower, tuck some in. Now, one of the things you're gonna notice when I eventually give you the big tour is that this actually, it solved the current problem, okay? The current problem of not having enough space, of the books overflowing onto the ground, not a problem anymore. What you're about to note is that there's not a lot of room. I have been logging the books that I read this year, and of the books that I've read so far. They've all been, you can't see that, it's fine. They've all been library books or beta reads. They have not been the books that I own, which was some of the point in separating them out so that I could focus in on them. I will say it does help me focus on the ones I haven't read yet, but has it helped me to pull any of them? No. I think it's because the library is just like, I get the little fix of shopping that I want, shopping for new books that I want, without actually having to buy stuff. I need to figure out how to shop my shelves. That's what I'm saying. I do think this was a phenomenal first step though. Okay, let's get to what it's looking like now. The after. Ooh. Oh. Ta-da! I do also want to go over some stats with you. So in my remaining library, and I've cataloged all of the books now, the ones I have bought since the first organization, the ones I've received, and I am now at, scroll, 702 books. The most recent purchase being the trial period, or I bought it earlier, but it came in, the trial period by Auburn Morrow. I think if I had a different section to put my yarn, and maybe some of the other stuff, I could get up to higher than that, but I honestly don't know. I really would have to start spreading out throughout the house, which might be a possibility here soon. But ideally, you know, I could keep it within this as I continue to read down. Let's go ahead and look at the breakdowns of genre. Oh, I can unhighlight this. This is for... These are basically all of the books that I have bought or received in the time since I first organized. So I added 10 books in 2 months. See, this is how I got myself into this problem. Let's scroll all the way up. All right, so of my 702 books, oh, actually it's showing me at the bottom. 385 of 702 rows are displayed. Just to double check this number. Yep, 385. So that is just over 50% of my collection are books that I haven't read, even some of, that are unread books. Okay, I want all of them back. And then let's look at, I'm curious to see how many are completely standalone. Oh, 318 of 702 rows displayed are standalone. So again, very close to 50%. I'll just select all. And then I think the other thing I'm most curious about is genre. And to confirm some of my suspicion, let's see, 208 of my 702 books are designated as YA. So that's about 30% of my collection of books are young adult. And again, that feels right. I have not read a lot of YA in the past 5 years. I was gonna say 10, but that's not right. I still enjoy YA. There's something about coming of age that I really enjoy, and I find that you see it most in young adult or fantasy, and I just love that so much. So there's still a place for YA in my heart, but it is certainly overrepresented 30% of it on my shelves for what I currently read, which is really funny. And I think that really just speaks to collecting so much over the years. What's my next highest one? Romance. I only have 57 romance books that I own. That's so interesting. And I am willing to wager that half of those 57 are from my Happy Endings book club. I do read a lot of romance though. I just tend to get it from the library. So anyways, ooh, how fun. And then 156 of my 702 books are nonfiction. So that is just under 25%, which is very well represented on the shelves. Since this entire shelf managed to be nonfiction, you can't see him past the Snorlax. And these are the unread, mostly young adults, and then unread within the other genres. More over that way. And then you can see that I actually still have space for one, two, let me go over there. The nonfiction continues, as does the unread young adult, and then I have that little bonus shelf. You can see that this is still not organized the way I would really love it to. There's something I need to do about this yarn that I think I'll figure out eventually, but I don't have it yet. And after having my shelves as rainbows for so long, I was concerned that I wouldn't love having this set up in the genres, but actually I adore it. I love getting to see all my manga together. I love getting to see my author tube shelf, and I love getting to see my series next to each other again. I also started putting not just the library books here, but some of my notebooks on my little book tree, which is really nice. Altogether, this took me quite a while to do, but it was so worth it. When I've been out shopping at Half Price Books or at other like discount used secondhand stores, it's been really nice to be able to pull up my entire book collection again. This is something that I had attempted to have ages ago when I had an old app on my phone. It's nice to have a version that's not reliant on an app. It is just reliant on if Google Sheets will load for me or not. I also started this other tab, so books to own, books to buy, for books that I've read at the library that I really love. So this is one that I actually bought at an event at my favorite local indie bookstore, so I have the status of bought. So I could probably delete it off this one, but books that I've read and I would like to own them as well, just to really grow the collection even more, you know. Books that have made such an impression on me that I know I would reread them, or like that, again, I want them as a testament to a place in my life. Yeah. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you have any advice on how to shop your shelves, how to not like be pulled in by the library. I know that's such a weird thing to say, but I would love to know. I'm not that mad about it. All things considered, more books are great. Let me know if you are a book collector over the years. I know that is both like going in and out of fashion somewhat. I know that a lot of people, the space that you have really limits you on how many books you're able to own, or you do what, you know, I've done everywhere I've ever lived, which is just live amongst piles of books. And to that end, I guess I should say that I'm sure the piles will return, but for the past few months, this has been delightful. Let me know how you do organize the books that you own. Let me know what your kind of a reading breakdown is, or if you're like me where you've been collecting for so long that your actual collection breakdown looks much different than your like current reading habits. I would love to know. And as always, let me know what the best book is that you've read recently. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you very soon with a new video. Bye friends!